Continuing coverage of the humanitarian crisis at the southern border with Mexico.
10 News anchor John Carlin is witnessing these developments firsthand in Eagle Pass, Texas. He shares the sobering events that are fairly common at the southern border.
We're here along the Rio Grande River on the U.S.-Mexico border. And last night we had the opportunity to see something. It's been described to me as a spectacle that's been seldom seen here. There is a bridge that I'm looking at right now, which you would cross if you wanted to legally go into Mexico, show your passport, go in, be a tourist. Last night, a group of about 36 migrants went up and tried to rush customs on that bridge and get from Mexico into the United States. There were authorities with flashing lights on both sides of the bridge as far as we could see. That group got turned around, they made it off the bridge, and then ran down onto the riverbank and just started running. And they were running away from the coyotes, who often bring them to the river but then rob them just as they're about to let them go. They were running away from the authorities. They just wanted to get to the U.S. side no matter what they had to do. They could sort of see, if you will, the promised land just on the other side of the river. So they waded into the river, they came across, got on the United States side of the river, but still on the other side of the protective wire here on the border. And that is where they could make no further progress. So from there, they were stuck just walking in the river for miles. But authorities here are telling me that's why the wire is there.
Hopefully the sea wire does its job and it keeps them on the other side of the shore. Once they get onto, American soil, now they've done like an illegal trespassing depending on the land and then DPS's orders. And they usually start running once they get through the wire, so we'll usually have to chase behind that.
So we were able to follow that large group of migrants as they made their way along the fencing in the river, and they were getting tired. They had women and children with them, small children. They were angry. They were telling us that they had endured at the hands of Mexican authorities, at the hands of the cartels, and at the hands of some of these coyotes, terrible things. In addition to being robbed, they said they were also beaten and the women were sexually assaulted. So obviously they were not going to go back where they came from. Their goal was to get into the United States. What they probably had to do, and we were only able to stay with them till about 10 o'clock last night before we ran out of time, they probably had to slog about 5 miles downriver before they got to the point where the sea wire, the concertina wire, finally ended, and then they could be taken in by immigration officials for processing. So that is just the story of an amazing event that unfolded right here in Eagle Pass, Texas last night. Reporting in Eagle Pass, Texas, I'm John Carlin, 10 News, working for you.